Hi, I'm Louise from A2A Training, and I'll give you an overview today of the Team Leader Level 3 version 1.4 endpoint assessment for the element of presentation with questions. So once you've completed Gateway, we'll agree with you a topic for your presentation. We have a list of topics available on our system called ACE360 in the knowledge base. And we'll happily look at other topics you might want to consider, but you would need to get our approval to do so. Once we've agreed with you the topic, you can start work on your presentation. Your presentation needs to cover the following themes: data collection and benchmarking, problem analysis and conclusions, people and relationships, future plans and opportunities. Your presentation must be submitted within 4 weeks of us approving Gateway, and you can ask your provider to upload it for us to ACE360. We then have 2 weeks to review that information so that we can prepare for endpoint assessment ourselves, and we will give you at least 1 week's notice of your EPA date to present to us. This assessment typically takes around 50 minutes and is made up of around 20 minutes for you delivering your presentation and 30 minutes of questions and answers. We will use the full time available, and your independent endpoint assessor can add an extra 10% onto the time if they feel it would be supportive. They will ask you at least 5 questions, likely many more. Your assessment will normally be completed using platforms such as Teams, Zoom or similar. You'll need to make sure you know how to use the system and be able to screen share your presentation. Typical examples of topics you might be set are things like reviewing ways to reduce cost and increase efficiency in the business environment, or using data and technology to support organisational goals, or improving team performance to support organisational goals, or leading and supporting a team through a period of change in the organisation. Be prepared to discuss each KSB area in the question and answer session, and try to have a couple of good examples for each KSB area. Make sure you include in your evidence at least one piece of evidence to support each of the KSBs, and reference any work of others during your project, and be clear about your own role and any joint work completed. We can only mark work that you've done personally, so talk in terms of what you did rather than what the team have done. There's 4 KSB areas assessed as part of this endpoint assessment activity: data collection and benchmarking, problem analysis and conclusions, people and relationships, future plans and opportunities. There's a mapping document available on ACE360 in the knowledge base to help you prepare for this endpoint assessment activity. This document will cover all the KSB areas, and it clearly breaks down pass and distinction criteria. You should create an easy to use referencing system so that your independent endpoint assessor can easily find your evidence and prepare for endpoint assessment. Once your presentation is ready, make sure this is uploaded to us within 4 weeks of Gateway, and remember to keep a copy for the day of your EPA and be able to screen share with us. For this assessment, this is marked as pass, distinction or fail, and all pass criteria must be met for a pass, and all the pass and distinction criteria met for a distinction. The overall grade for both elements of the EPA are then combined. The assessments for this EPA can be completed in any order, and the results for both assessments will be released together. We do recommend that the professional discussion is completed second, and this is the first part to be completed of your EPA. So to summarise, you'll need to be in a room on your own to complete the EPA, and it will most likely be completed online. The EPA is completed under examination conditions and can be completed from home, work, or from your college or training provider. This part of the EPA is likely to last around an hour, but be prepared it may be a little longer. Our assessments are normally recorded for quality and training purposes, and we would ask you to please log in a little early to check your connection. Remember to bring photographic ID on the day and have your slides ready and any notes that you might need. Your independent endpoint assessor can't give you any feedback on the day of the endpoint assessment. The results are made available in writing within 7 working days of your endpoint assessment of all elements being completed, but we do like to upload results sooner if we can do. Good luck with your endpoint assessment, and here's our email address should you need us.